Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Taylor Ray, and today I am taking you guys on a Seattle bus tour. Because I feel like this is not something that people who live here commonly do. But to be honest with you, now that I'm starting a career in real estate, I do really want to know more of the history behind this city. So I'm excited to bring you along. My sister is joining me. She will be here in about 15 minutes. That's what we're doing today. It's a little random, like I said, but Seattle-based content, I hope, is why you're tuning in. So if you are interested in learning more about Seattle, let's get going. Are you ready for the tour?
Yes.
Yay! That's our tour bus right there. We're so excited because they're kind of late, so we were like, are they coming? Question mark? Okay, it's your editor again. This is the second video I filmed today. So after going through this video once, I was like, I need to narrate a couple of things, and that is what I am here to do. Okay, first and foremost, the tour started off at Pike Place Market. The way the tour guide explained it, this is a year-round farmer's market. It is open 7 days a week, rain or shine. And it's just funny because growing up here, I always thought of Pike Place Market as a tourist trap. I never really thought about it as a farmer's market. So that kind of changed my opinion on the market. So of course we go by the original Starbucks, which is a huge attraction there, and that is how we kicked off this tour.
Yeah, Starbucks started here in 1972 selling whole coffee beans to businesses. A man named Howard Schultz got hired at the company, came up with the idea of the individual coffee shop. This Starbucks sells souvenirs and merchandise found at no other Starbucks.
Next we went to Pioneer Square. Pioneer Square is really cool. It is known though as not so nice of an area. It can be quite dirty. It's older and there is a lot of homeless people that populate it. So it's not a place that I would think the average tourist would go, but I personally love Pioneer Square. I don't think I always did, but as someone who loves New York, it is the closest thing that I have felt to New York here in Seattle. And in Pioneer Square is this really cool gem that we learned about on this tour. I had no idea prior. We're learning so much, guys. We just figured out that there's a little park here. Who would have thought? There's literally a waterfall in the middle of the city. It is so cool and such a little oasis away from all the craziness that the city can bring sometimes. So that was really special. I tried to go back after this tour and found that the waterfall park was closed during their like open hours, if you will. So it's worth checking out though if you're strolling through. I definitely want to try to go again, and fingers crossed it's open this time.
The longest floating bridge in the world is off in the distance on the left. That's the Evergreen Point floating bridge. It's 8,000 feet long. And the skyline of the city in front of us on the left is a suburb called Bellevue. And Bellevue has 150,000 people. And those office towers are occupied by Microsoft and Expedia.com, which started over there in Bellevue. Then coming up in front of us is Mercer Island, one of the wealthiest communities in the United States. The neighborhood we're approaching is the oldest part of the island. It's called East Seattle.
Then we went down to the Ballard Fremont area.
So coming up on the left, past these trees, you'll see a small marina full of houseboats. So here on the left, these are all houseboats, or floating homes and houseboats. Different colors, different shapes.
Oh yeah, the blue one.
Is a house that sits on a barge. A floating home is a house that sits on a wooden platform.
I really enjoyed seeing the floating homes and houseboats and just being near the water. You got the Aurora Bridge right there. It's funny because the video that I filmed today, I actually go back to the Aurora Bridge and I check out a coffee shop that is right there that I had no idea about when this video was filmed. So I'm excited for you guys to see that one eventually. Of course, a big part of the Aurora Bridge is the troll that lives under it.
What lives under a bridge?
A troll.
Correct. Here on the left, it's the Fremont Troll. First of all, he's made out of concrete, terracotta, chicken wire, plaster of Paris, some big rocks. That's a real Volkswagen he's holding in his hand.
Again, I'm going to talk about this in my next video, but I cannot help but share it now just because it was one of my favorite parts of our tour. Just so you guys know, I've been to the Fremont Troll a handful of times, like growing up here, but I never really understood the history of it. So long story short, and I will put this in the video somewhere, this is according to the Fremont website and of course my tour guide, there was a lot of crime happening under this ridge and surrounding it.
So the crime was happening behind him where that fenced off area was. The criminals didn't want to have their pictures taken, so they left.
And that is why we have the Fremont Troll to this day. And then we made our way to Fisherman's Terminal and stopped for a snack and just kind of enjoyed the water and cooler weather before proceeding with the rest of the tour.
Gooey goodness. That's how you know it's a good grilled cheese.
And because it's a body.
Wow.
This is Puget Sound right here.
Gorgeous.
Our part of the Pacific, all salt water. This body of water has some of the world's largest octopus in it.
Really?
Yes.
How big?
30-foot length.
Whoa.
Another day, another edit. Okay, so something I forgot to mention when I was narrating last night is on the way to Kerry Park, we learned about a lot of businesses that started here in Washington that I found absolutely fascinating. So I wanted to share with you just a few of, I mean, this isn't even the whole list, but this is just a few businesses that I ended up writing down. Boeing, Nordstrom, UPS, Red Robin, Starbucks, Seattle's Best Coffee, which Starbucks owns, Jones Soda, Papa Murphy's, Mod Pizza, Eddie Bauer, REI, Costco, Funko, T-Mobile, U-Haul, Zillow, Redfin, GoPro, Microsoft, Expedia, Alaska Airlines, and Amazon. Also learned that Getty Images is headquartered here, though it did not start here. So yeah, I found that fascinating. The tour guide says that the original settlers here were very progressive. It's kind of the tone of the tour. So there's this sort of entrepreneurial spirit here, which I find fascinating as well because I feel like I've always had that spirit. So that is a handful of businesses that have started here in Washington.
I'm gonna pull over here. This is Kerry Park right here on the right.
Kerry Park. Hi. Hi guys, girlies. Hi girlies. Hi guys. What are you doing?
The last fun fact that I wanted to share with you guys that I thought was really cool is the Mopop Museum. I don't know when the name changed, but apparently it's called Mopop now. And it's basically the music museum that's below the Space Needle, like in the Seattle Center. And what I learned, this is actually not the fun fact, but Paul Allen is the person that, I don't know if commissioned is the right word, but it's his museum. And yeah, he went to the city and he said, if I put this museum together, will you run it? And so yeah, the city managed the museum for him. And the fun fact is that the architect that he hired to design this building, which allegedly is supposed to look like a smashed guitar based off of Jimi Hendrix always smashing his guitars, who was actually from Washington. You can actually visit his memorial. One of those things that I did before I moved away. I had a girlfriend that lived in the city. It's called Renton, which is a little bit outside of Seattle. And she took me to the memorial, which was really cool. This was like years ago now. So that's also kind of a fun fact that we didn't really go over on the tour, but something I knew about from growing up here. And yeah, so the building is supposed to look like a smashed guitar, and it's the same architect that did the Disney concert hall. The reason why I found that very fun is because I used to live in downtown LA. If you are not new around here, you know that. So I can't even tell you how many times I passed the Disney concert hall. This guy also did a Guggenheim museum, so very cool. So what did you think, Carmen?
I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot more about Seattle and just Washington overall. How cool it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw a lot of really nice houses that I want to live in. Can't necessarily afford them.
One day.
One day.
Cool. Oh.
I can't open that.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new about Seattle. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.